Men of Notre Dame, the Fighting Irish. And this is their story. It has heart and warmth, a touch of humor, and the rock ribbing of purpose. You recognize some of the faces in it? They come from every section of the land. New York, Texas, South Bend, Indiana, or just up the block on your own street. Alarm clocks start the story, ringing through 13 residence halls to begin a typical day. That's Joe Dukert from Baltimore, Maryland. Ed Gerner, a senior from New York City, makes it 2 up and 1 to go in the room. Number 3 is Bill Kirshner from Hollywood, Florida, showing signs of life under duress, of course. Eight o'clock classes are on the schedule, so Joe and Ed are dressing on the double, while Bill still holds out for a few minutes more in bed. Before classes start, there is a traditional time of prayer in the residence hall chapels, scene of the school's morning service. Now the campus paths come to life as 5,000 undergraduates, books under their arms and a hint of sleep in their eyes, stride across the quadrangles to the university's 5 colleges, where learning takes top priority. All formal phase of education for Notre Dame's young men. When they have an hour free between classes, it goes to work too, for reading and research in the hushed atmosphere of the school library. Or in the stillness for study alongside the university lake, with a tree stump for a chair and the grass a wide desk. During the morning hours, the campus alternates calm and crowds. The calm of classes in session, the buoyant crowds of students stopping to compare notes in the corridors before going on to the next course of study. Then at noon, the bells of Sacred Heart Carillon signal a pause in the day, and the school's dining room becomes a relaxed meeting place for 5,000 students. Afterwards, campus activity will quicken again as extracurriculars give college men an opportunity to learn through doing, valuable rehearsal for the future. There's a lot of rehearsal for the present as well as the future in extracurriculars on the stage of Washington Hall, where the university theater players are trying out a trio of one-actors. Or on the practice field with the members of Notre Dame's marching band as they perfect intricate formations for the impressive halftime show in the stadium on football Saturdays. This is precision in action. Rehearsal for precision typifies the university's rifle squad, holder of national titles. And there's rapid fire here too, although it's all verbal when the student debate team launches an attack. Winners of national honors this year, they argued the pro and con of a lot of questions during a 13,000-mile grand tour of the nation's campuses. Pro and con closer to home are the business of the school student council. Its members, representing the student body, decide on many campus activities in their regular meetings. Those decisions make news, with Joe Dukert covering the council beat for the Scholastic, Notre Dame student-edited weekly magazine. Like all extracurriculars, the Student Council and the Scholastic give undergraduates valuable experience for postgraduate careers. The greatest skill to be learned here is the ability to work with others, to get along with the man next to you throughout life. Joe will follow that council story of his right through, from the time he takes it out of the typewriter to the moment the magazine starts rolling off the press, with the ink still wet on the pages. It's a complex process designed to bring him in contact with editors, technicians, pressmen before it ends. This is part of a university education, but a part without a trace of stiffness or formality. The Scholastic's weekly issues reach their reading public in every part of the campus, including the fields where residence hall teams play a hard-charging brand of intramural football in the shadow of Notre Dame Stadium. The residence halls put the heart into for friendships, for guidance to maturity through the close relationship between students and the hall rectors. Individual athletics also speed the tempo of the university day on the tennis courts, the golf course, or the lakeside track. Lessons in leadership learned in the challenge of athletics and extracurriculars carry on Notre Dame's training of the whole man. And through the day, prayer too adds its own values, important and lasting, as students pause at Notre Dame's grotto. The restful blend of silence and thought carries over to the resident study halls in the evening. Open books fill the long tables, mental tools for young men working on their futures. But along with the book sessions, there's always time for relaxation, time for a talk, for a bull session, or for tuning to the campus radio station, WND. The station student actors, directors, engineers, and producers continue their schedule of music, news, and dramatic programming right up to lights out at night. WND has quite a hooper rating on campus and something of a tradition. The first radio message transmitted in the United States went from Notre Dame to St. Mary's College for Women, a few miles away. That was back in 1899. And Notre Dame students have maintained contact with St. Mary's ever since, especially on the weekends when football fills out the time-honored collegiate pattern for pleasure. Then there's the excitement of Friday night pep rallies, with the Fighting Irish ready to lift the rafters of the gym with a full charge of sound and fury. Cheering for old Notre Dame gets off to a booming start here, a preview of the roaring crescendo to follow on Saturday afternoon, when the football team takes the field. By Saturday night, weekend becomes more subdued, but no less exciting. Those telephone calls have brought dates from nearby girls' schools and from hometowns. Name bands provide the music as the big class dances and cotillions get underway. Play, study, athletics, and extracurriculars, all part of the spirit of Notre Dame, have filled the day. But time is winding down. The report on student life at Notre Dame is just about finished now. It will start again tomorrow, though, in the residence halls, the classrooms, on the campus, for Joe Dukert and 5,000 Fighting Irish, men of many creeds from every part of America.